Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to see you here. Today we have a very relevant, I'd even say pressing topic for many couples: how to strengthen existing relationships in the face of external stress. You know, life throws all sorts of things at us. Problems at work, financial difficulties, family troubles, even global events can create immense tension that inevitably seeps into our most intimate space, into our relationships. And the question isn't whether there will be stress, it most likely will be, but how we, together as a team, can not just withstand it, but also grow closer, stronger, despite all these external storms. And of course, remember guys, this is a general reading. It's like a buffet. Take what resonates with you, what aligns with your situation, with your feelings. Not all details might apply specifically to you, and that's perfectly normal. Trust your intuition, it's your best guide. If something resonates, it's yours. If not, feel free to let it go. The main thing is to find something useful and supportive specifically for you here. Well then, ready to dive into the energies of the cards. Make yourselves some tea, get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's go. So the first card stepping onto the stage is the Page of Cups. Oh, such gentle and heartfelt energy. Pages in tarot are always messengers. They carry potential, the beginning of something new, often with an element of apprenticeship or even some naivety. And the Suit of Cups is the suit of emotions, feelings, intuition, relationships. So what does the Page of Cups tell us in the context of strengthening relationships under the pressure of external stress? It speaks of the need for a new emotional beginning, or at least, a new approach to emotions within the couple. Look at the card. Often it's a youth looking with surprise and openness at a cup, from which a fish might be peeking out, a symbol of intuition, messages from the depths of the subconscious. This is a direct call for emotional openness and vulnerability. When it's stormy outside, our first reaction is often to close off, to build walls to protect ourselves. We might become more irritable, withdrawn, less able to express tenderness or feel the need for it. The Page of Cups says, "No, friends, try a different way." It suggests offering each other this symbolic cup with your sincere feelings. Maybe it means honestly saying, "I'm scared finding things hard right now, need your support." Or conversely, offering support to your partner even if they are silent, but you sense they are having a hard time. This card might indicate that under the influence of stress, you may have lost some of that spontaneous, heartfelt connection. Forgotten how to talk about feelings simply, without accusations or expectations. The Page of Cups is an invitation to rediscover within yourselves this ability to be surprised by each other, to offer emotional gifts, a compliment, a token of attention, a simple "I love you" or "I appreciate you being here during this difficult time." Perhaps you currently feel some awkwardness or shyness in expressing these feelings, as if you've forgotten how. That's normal. The page is, after all, a learner. It calls on us to relearn how to be emotionally available to each other, especially when the outside world is pressing down. This might be the first, somewhat timid, but very important step towards strengthening your bond. Ask yourself, how can I manifest this Page of Cups energy in my relationship today? What small gesture of emotional openness can I make? Following the Page of Cups, we have a very deep and mysterious card, the High Priestess. Wow. If the Page of Cups called for emotional openness at the heart level, the High Priestess takes us much deeper, into the realm of intuition, the subconscious, the unspoken, and the hidden. In the context of our theme, strengthening relationships under the weight of external stress, the High Priestess speaks about several important things. Firstly, trust your intuition. Now more than ever, it's crucial to listen to your inner voice regarding the state of your relationship and your partner's needs. External stress creates a lot of noise, bustle, panic. The High Priestess calls for finding silence within yourself and hearing what is really happening between you. Perhaps your partner isn't speaking directly about their experiences, but your intuition tells you they need support. Or conversely, you feel that now is the time to give them space. The High Priestess is your inner compass in this fog of stress. Secondly, this card points to hidden factors. External stress might affect the relationship not directly, but through some non-obvious channels. Perhaps there are subconscious fears, old traumas activated by the current situation that affect your interaction. The High Priestess suggests not ignoring these deep currents, but trying to become aware of them. Maybe it's worth talking not just about the problem itself, like lack of money, but also about the feelings and fears it brings up from the depths of each of your souls. Thirdly, the High Priestess is the keeper of secrets. Sometimes, under the pressure of stress, we might hide things from each other, our true feelings, fears, maybe even some mistakes or problems related to the external world, out of a desire to protect our partner or out of shame. This card gently hints, isn't this secrecy harming your intimacy? Perhaps it's time to lift the veil, at least partially, and share what is hidden. But this needs to be done wisely, intuitively choosing the right moment and words. How does this energy interact with the Page of Cups? The page offers an emotional gesture, and the High Priestess adds depth to that gesture. Not just saying, I love you, but intuitively feeling what specific form of love and support the partner needs right now. Not just sharing your feelings, but looking deeper to understand where these feelings come from. The High Priestess calls us to be not only emotionally open, but also intuitively wise in this openness. And the third tarot card, the Six of Swords. In the context of our theme, this card is very telling. It symbolizes a transition, movement away from difficulties towards something better, though not necessarily easy. It's a card of conscious departure from a problematic state, not an escape from the problem itself, but rather navigating through it. What does this mean for strengthening relationships under external stress? Acknowledging the need to move forward together. The Six of Swords isn't about stress magically disappearing. It's about you as a couple making a decision. Yes, it's hard now, troubled waters, but we're getting into this boat together and rowing towards calmer times, the distant shore. This is an act of joint intention to weather the storm, leaving behind what no longer serves. The swords in the boat can symbolize old arguments, resentments, ineffective ways of coping with stress that you've been dragging along. This card suggests consciously leaving them in the past so they don't weigh down your boat during this transition. Perhaps you need to abandon the habit of blaming each other when you're both tense and choose a new strategy, a new way of thinking, the energy of swords. Seeking help or a new perspective. Sometimes the boatman on the card symbolizes help from outside, a therapist, a wise friend, or simply the need to look at the situation from a different, more detached, mental perspective. Swords again, to find a solution. Perhaps you need external support or just a fresh perspective to get through this difficult period. This is a process, not an instant solution. Crossing in the boat takes time. The Six of Swords reminds us that strengthening relationships during a stressful period is a journey requiring patience and effort. It's important not to expect quick results, but to value the process of moving together itself. Tarot synthesis, what story emerges? It all begins with a call for new emotional openness and vulnerability, Page of Cups, so as not to close off from each other under pressure. Then comes the need to delve deeper, trust intuition, and become aware of the hidden influences of stress on you and your relationship, the High Priestess. And all this is so that you can consciously and together begin moving from a point of crisis towards a calmer state, leaving behind old baggage and possibly accepting help. Six of Swords. The tarot shows a path from the heart, through intuition, to conscious joint action to overcome difficulties. Now let's see what deeper message or spiritual guidance the oracle cards bring us. They will help us understand exactly how to undertake this journey suggested by the tarot. And the first oracle card fits perfectly with the tarot's message. It's called First Step and speaks of the beginning of a new path, courage, and initiative. If the tarot outlined what needs to be done, open up, listen to intuition, move forward, then this oracle card says, enough thinking, it's time to act. In the context of strengthening relationships under external stress, this card is a direct call to take initiative. Don't wait for your partner to make the first move towards reconciliation or support. Don't wait for the stress to resolve itself. The card says, you take that first step. This could be that very gesture of emotional openness the Page of Cups spoke about. Deciding to say, let's talk about how all this is making us feel. It might be an action prompted by intuition. For example, making your partner's favorite dish for no reason, just because you feel they need it right now. It could be the first step towards moving forward together. For instance, suggesting, let's put everything aside this weekend and just be together, recharge. Or even, maybe we should seek counseling to handle this tension. This card emphasizes the importance of courage. Yes, taking the first step, especially in a tense atmosphere, can be scary. Scary to be misunderstood, rejected, vulnerable. But the Oracle says that this courage is precisely what's needed now. This is the start of a new path, a path of consciously strengthening your relationship. Without this first step, the boat from the Six of Swords will remain stuck on the shore of problems. How does it complement the tarot? It takes the energy of the Page of Cups' desire to open up, the High Priestess' intuitive knowledge of what to do, and the Six of Swords' intention to move, and transforms them into concrete action. It's the catalyst that initiates the process described by the tarot. The next oracle is New Horizons. It speaks of possibilities, perspectives, journeys, not always literal, and expansion. What a beautiful card after first step. By taking that first courageous step, you open up new horizons for yourself and for your relationship. How does this relate to strengthening the bond under external stress? Expanding perspective. External stress often narrows our vision down to the size of the problem. We get stuck on difficulties, seeing only gray skies. New Horizons calls on you to consciously lift your head and look into the distance, to remember your shared dreams, goals, values, which are bigger than the current problems. Ask yourselves and your partner, what are we going through all this for? What shared future are we building? This helps shift the focus from survival to a shared vision. Searching for new opportunities. Even in a stressful situation, new opportunities for growth can be hidden, both personal and for the couple. Perhaps the current difficulties will push you to learn to communicate better, become more supportive, reconsider priorities. This oracle says, look for these opportunities. The need for a change of scenery. Sometimes, to cope with stress, you need to literally or metaphorically travel. This could be a real weekend trip to break away from routine and pressure. Or it could be a journey into new shared hobbies, interests that will help you distract yourselves and feel joy and lightness together again. Create a small island of safety and new experiences for yourselves amidst the storm. Expansion equals growth. This card reminds us that going through difficulties together can lead to significant growth and expansion in your relationship. You can get to know each other in a new way, discover new facets of intimacy and trust. How is this card connected to the previous ones? It logically follows first step. You took a step, and now new paths and views are opening up before you. It also resonates beautifully with the Six of Swords' journey to new shores. New Horizons shows where you can sail, gives purpose and inspiration for this journey. It gives meaning to emotional openness, Page of Cups, and intuitive understanding, the High Priestess, showing that these are not just ends in themselves, but ways to achieve something greater together. And the final oracle card, Contemplation. It speaks of reflection, observation, and inner silence. It might seem that after cards of action, first step, and expansion, New Horizons, this card calls us to slow down. And this is incredibly important. In the context of our theme, contemplation reminds us the need to integrate experience. For the lessons of the stressful period to truly strengthen the relationship and not just leave scars, time is needed to process them. Contemplation is the process of digesting what is happening, what you are feeling, what you are learning about each other and yourselves. Without this pause for reflection, you risk just running ahead, repeating old mistakes. The importance of inner peace. The external world might be chaotic, but you can find an island of silence within yourself. This card encourages finding moments for meditation, quiet reflection, simple, quiet presence, both individually and perhaps together. This inner silence helps restore resources, hear your intuition, hello, High Priestess, and respond to stress not from panic, but from a center of strength. Observation without judgment. Contemplation implies observing the situation, your reactions, your partner's reactions, without immediate judgment or trying to fix everything. Simply observing. This helps to see behavioral patterns, understand the deeper causes of conflicts or tension. Mindfulness in the moment. Stress often carries us away into anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. Contemplation brings us back to the here and now, helps us appreciate the good that exists in the relationship even amidst difficulties. Oracle synthesis. What spiritual guidance do we receive? We are told, take the courageous first step towards openness and moving together, first step. Then broaden your perspective, seek new opportunities and horizons. Don't let stress narrow your world, new horizons. And definitely find time for silence and contemplation to integrate the experience, restore strength, and act from wisdom, not reactivity, contemplation. The oracles give us a concrete strategy: action, expansion, integration. How does this final message from the oracle unify the entire reading? Contemplation closes the circle. It brings us back to the wisdom of the High Priestess, but on a new level after steps have been taken and horizons seen. It allows us to truly absorb the lessons of the Page of Cups, emotional openness, understand the depth of the Six of Swords journey, and draw conclusions for the future. This is the key to ensuring that the experience of overcoming stress becomes a source of strength, not trauma. So friends, let's bring it all together. What path have the cards shown us for strengthening relationships in the face of external stress? The story that emerged is very cohesive and deep. It all starts with the need to rediscover emotional connection, not being afraid to be vulnerable and offer support to each other, even if it feels unfamiliar or difficult due to external pressure. Then the cards urge us to listen to our intuition, to understand the hidden dynamics, unspoken needs, and the true impact of stress on both of you. Armed with this emotional honesty and intuitive wisdom, you can consciously choose to move forward together, leaving behind old resentments and ineffective patterns, starting a joint journey towards calmer waters within your relationship. And how to do this practically? The oracles give clear hints. Firstly, you need to show courage and initiative. Take that first step, start the conversation, offer help, act according to your intuition. Secondly, it's important not to get stuck on the problem, but to broaden your horizons, remember shared goals, look for new opportunities for joy and growth, perhaps change your environment. And thirdly, it's necessary to integrate this experience through contemplation. Find time for silence, reflection, mindfulness to restore strength and act wisely. Key takeaways and advice. Make vulnerability your strength. External stress is a shared problem. Don't be afraid to show your partner your true feelings and needs and encourage them to do the same. It is this openness that will become your foundation. Trust your intuition and seek silence. In the noise of the external world, it's easy to lose connection with yourself and your partner. Listen to your inner voice, find moments for silence and reflection. This will help you understand what your relationship truly needs right now. Focus on moving together and your shared future. Remember that you are in the same boat. Consciously choose to move forward together, leaving behind what hinders you. And don't forget to look towards new horizons. Your shared dreams and goals will help you weather any storm. Guys, remember, you are not powerless against external circumstances. Your strength lies in your choice to react to them consciously, in your ability to support each other, in your readiness to grow together. These cards show that you have all the tools: heart, intuition, will, courage, vision, and wisdom, not just to survive difficult times, but to emerge from them with an even stronger and deeper connection. Trust yourselves, trust each other, be patient and kind to yourselves and your partner on this path. You've got this. Well, friends, that was our deep and, I hope, supportive reading for today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, for trusting the cards and the process. It was very valuable for me to share these energies with you. If the reading resonated with you, if you found something useful for yourself in it, I would be very grateful for your like on this video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not with me yet, so you don't miss new readings and insights. And please share your thoughts, feelings, perhaps your experiences navigating similar situations in the comments. I always read them with great interest and warmth, and it creates our wonderful, supportive community. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Cherish your relationships. Remember your strength and wisdom. See you soon in new videos. Bye-bye.